For our first homework, we're going to call this side, 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 side angle, side, and side, side angle. What I mean with side, side, side is that I need three sides of each triangle marked. So I'm going to mark all three sides. That's what I mean with side, 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 that I need all three sides marked. Then I'm also going to say side angle, side. I need that rule. Side angle, side, I need two sides marked. As you guys notice, I have two S's. So two sides marked. Let me mark two sides. And the angle, you notice how the angle is in between the sides. I need the angle where the two sides meet. So it's not just any angle, it's the angle where the two sides meet. So in this case, I need this angle. That's what I mean with side angle, side. Now, there's another rule that we call side side angle. Side side angle, we have that angle. Side side angle is two sides, and the angle not in between the sides. But the one that works is not just any side side angle that works. The only one that works is the one where the angle is 90 degrees. But then we're not going to call it side side angle. We're going to call it HL, hypotenuse leg. So let me take a look. What I need is the angle must be 90 degrees. And side angles, once again, I need two sides, but notice how the angle is not in between the sides. So I could use like this side and this side. So it's two sides, but the angle not in between. But in order for this to work, the angle must be 90 degrees, and we call it HL. If I happen to have a ruled side angle, but the angle is not 90 degrees, then it doesn't work. Now, with these three rules, what this means is that if this happens, the two triangles given are congruent. Congruent means same shape, same size. So, matter of fact, for congruent, we even use a symbol, a wiggly thing, we call that same shape, and an equal sign at the bottom, we call that same size. So once again, I'm asking here, determine if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. They are congruent if one of these three rules happen. Side, 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 I need all three sides marked on each triangle. Side angle, side, I need two sides and the angle in between. And what I mean in between is the angle where the two sides meet. And side angle works only if the angle is 90 degrees, but then we call it HL. Let's take a look at question number one. One more thing before I take a look at question number one. One more thing. Everything should be marked. I'm not going to mark just what I need. Everything should be marked. The only way when I can mark something that is not marked is when it comes to sides. Let me zoom into question number one. The only way I can mark a side that is not marked is if the side is used by both triangles. But kind of like how we see number one. If the side is used by both triangles, that I can just mark it. If the side is not used by both triangles, then I cannot mark it. That's the only way we can mark a side. The only way we can mark an angle, let me take a look at this picture. The only way we can mark an angle, we know vertical angle theorem, right? When there's an X form, opposite angles are equal to each other. So the only way I can mark an angle that is not marked is vertical angle theorem. In this case, one angle is marked, and I can mark the other angle. Let me take a quick look at the first 6 questions. And I'm going to say, well, question number 4, I can mark an angle. Remember, I see an X marked. Opposite angles are equal. Question number 5, I can mark a side because both triangles use that side. So that's the only way I can mark an angle, and that's the only way I can mark a side. Now that I marked everything that I need, let's take a look at question number 1. I'm going to say that this rule is side, side, side. I have the 3 sides of one triangle marked with the 3 sides of the other triangle. So side, side, side is a rule that works. So I'm just going to type in side, 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 all capital letters. I'm going to take a look at question number 2. I notice that I have the 3 angles marked. So for right now, let me mark angle, angle, angle. I have all 3 angles marked. Let me zoom out. I gave you the rules that worked. Angle, angle, angle is not one of them. Angle, angle, angle does not work. So I'm going to call this not congruent. Now let me take a look at question number 3. I see that I have angles and sides marked. So first of all, I'm going to look at one triangle. Let me highlight a triangle. I'm looking at this triangle, and I ask myself, there's either two sides or two angles marked. There's always two of something. In this case, I have two sides. You guys can see I have this side and this side. So I have two sides. Then I ask myself, is the angle in between the sides? Is the angle right where the two sides meet? It is. So let me put the angle in the middle. I notice the other triangles marked the same way, so I'm going to go side, angle, side. Let me take a look at question number 4. Let me highlight a triangle. First of all, I see that I have two sides marked. You guys can see the two sides that I have marked. Then I ask myself, is the angle in between the sides? And remember, what I mean in between is the angle the one where the two sides meet? It seems like it is. So side, angle, side will be a good rule. However, I take a look at the other triangle. It must be marked the same way. It is not, right? The other triangle is not marked the same way. So because they're not marked the same way, I'm going to call this not congruent. The two triangles must be marked the same way. I'm going to take a look at question number 5. Let me highlight a triangle. There's either two sides or two angles marked. I'm looking at the one side and I'm looking at a second side. So I have two sides. Then I ask myself, is the angle in between the sides? It is. So I'm going to put the A in there. I quickly take a look at the other triangle. I have two sides with the angle in between. Side, angle, side is a good rule. So I'm going to leave it at that. I take a look at question number 6. I'm going to look at one triangle. Let me take a look at this triangle. I see there are two sides marked. You guys see there's two sides. I'm going to mark the two sides. Then I ask myself, is the angle in between the sides? Is the angle right where the two sides meet? It is not. Now, side angle is not a good rule. It works only if the angle is 90 degrees. But then we're not going to call it side angle. We're going to call it HL, hypotenuse leg. The other triangles marked the same way, so we're good. So I'm looking for this homework, side, side angle side, or HL. If none of those three work, then not congruent. Now, also in your homework, I'm going to give you something like this. State what additional information is required in order to know that triangles are congruent for the reason given. So for question number 7, I want my triangles to be side, angle, side. What I mean with this is from the 3 marks you're supposed to have, 2 of them are given. Now you're missing one of them. I want to know which one are you missing. So I want this to be 2 sides with the angle in between. And remember, what I mean with in between is the angle right where the 2 sides meet. So I'm going to say for one triangle, the one side that I need is this side. I already have the angle given, right? And I have one side given. I'm supposed to have 2 sides. Now on the other triangle, the side that I'm missing is this side. Every time I'm going to label a side, I'm going to use the 2 letters that make that side. So from this case, I'm going to say KL. That's one of the sides. The other side that I need is the side UT, and I'm going to write an equal sign in between. I'm going to say that KL is equal to UT, right? For a side, I need 2 letters. The order of the letters, it doesn't matter. So you can call the first one KL or LK. It doesn't matter. The second side, you can call it UT or TU. The order doesn't matter. Make sure the letters are capitalized though. Question number 8. I need these triangles to have all 3 sides marked. I see 2 of them are marked already. Once again, the question here it is, which one are you missing? I'm going to say I need this side and I need this side. And once again, for sides, you need two letters. So I'm going to say KM equals the other side, let me call it HJ. Once you label a side, you need two letters. Let's take a look at a couple more examples. Question number 9, I need side angle side. I need two sides and the angle in between. The angle is already marked and one side is marked. I'm asking which one is not marked. I need this side with this side. Remember, you need two sides and the angle in between. And what I mean in between is the angle is right where the two sides meet. All right, so I'm going to call this IJ equals VW. For a side, I use two letters. Now, question number 10, I see that each triangle only has one side marked. However, technically, this side is given. Remember, I mentioned earlier that when a side is used by two triangles, that side is given. So technically, that was marked. Now, let's see, what am I missing? I need three sides marked. I'm supposed to have all three sides marked on each triangle. So in one triangle, I'm going to say I need this side. I'm going to use 3 slashes. And then on this other triangle, I need this side. So for a side, I use two letters. I'm going to say ZK equals ZY. All capitalized. When you're dealing with a side, you use two letters. The order of the letters does not matter. Now, as a little recap, one thing. What if I needed an angle? Because some of your homework, you might need an angle. What if I needed an angle? Let's say I needed this angle. Looking at this triangle at the bottom, the way you label an angle is using the 3 letters of the triangle. Make sure that corner is in the center. So the way you're going to label that angle, the one that I just marked, is called XYZ or ZYX. Make sure for an angle, you're going to use 3 letters, and the corner that you need, make sure it is in the center. So XYZ or CYX. Make sure the Y is in the center. I'm saying this because some of your homework, you might need to label an angle. Once again, for this second part, I'm asking, from the 3 marks that you're supposed to have, you have 2 of them given. Which one are you missing? And at this point, the only ones that work are side, 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 side angle, side, and HL.